Little Women was written and directed by Greta Gerwig and stars Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson, a whole bunch of other people, great actresses with names I don't remember and I can't pronounce, and is another adaptation of the Little Women book. Tells the story of four sisters as they navigate lives, their passions, what they want to do with their entire lives, how to deal with family, other things like that. And despite me never having read the book or seeing any other version of this film, I absolutely love this film. This film was fantastic. Despite not having read the book, you still get the feeling that this is a timeless story. Despite being said back during the Civil War period, it still feels resonant to today with what the sisters are struggling with in terms of personally and social structures, everything like that. It still feels relevant to today in the best and also in the worst kinds of manners. And just the performances and writing from Greta Gerwig was just absolutely fantastic. Greg Gerwig very clearly understood each of these characters and what they should be like, and her direction to her actresses was just fantastic. You get the feeling that they are actual sisters, that they've lived together their entire lives, and that you just don't ever want to see them off screen because it's so heartwarming to see them together as a family, just like having a grand old time. It's just, I love seeing them together. They're all just fantastic. Anytime the whole family was together, just having a good time, put a big smile on my face. I love them all. One thing I really loved was not necessarily individual stories, but the arcs for each of the sisters. Just seeing what each of them goes through and how the not traditional story structure of it reveals their past and their present and how everything intertwines with one another and how they grow and how life changes for them. It's done extremely well, and that's definitely in part to the performances from each of the actresses. They are spectacular in this film. They all feel real and genuine, and seeing their past to their present, just seeing how stark of a difference it is, it's just beautiful. I love this movie. One thing I love that Greta Gerwig did, and while it's something that's definitely done in a lot of films, but it feels more different in this film, is a juxtaposition of the past being like a much brighter, happier time, and the present just being dark, cold, and just very lonely. It's done in multiple films, but here it really feels like it's actually doing something with it, because in the past the color palette that the cinematographer uses, it's much more warm, it's much more brighter, because that's how the life was for them. Like, the time was like, much warmer, much brighter, things were going well for them. But then once we jump back to the present, it's just cold, it's dark, it's lonely. There's much more blues and grays than there were before, and just even like scenes that are like at night, they just feel cold and dark, whereas back in the past, any scenes that were at night, it felt warm, felt inviting, felt like a nice home to go into. Here it just feels just like the coldest day is every day, and it's just depressing as hell, but it's done so damn well. Hey, they're right. That simple juxtaposition has been done a million times before, but here, just because of the way that Greta and her cinematographer worked to make it feel such a stark difference, was just done absolutely well. It was just fantastic to see. The emotions in this film, whew, I cried a lot. I'm not afraid to admit that. I cried a lot. And that's because you feel for this family. You feel like they are a real, genuine family. So when bad things happen to them, it hurts. It hurts not only them, but it also hurts you because you become so attached to these characters. Whether it be, something happy or good happens to them, like it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And honestly, cry tears of happiness. I know I did. But then when something like, very sad and very dark happens to the family, it just hurts like hell because you feel like you have become a part of this family, been with them through all of this, and to see this happen, it hurts, but in the best possible way. And again, that's because of Greta Gerwig's direction. I think that this is her best film. Labor, absolutely love Labor, fantastic. Here, it felt like she had much more of an not better understanding, but really knew exactly when to play the right emotions and how to deliver it exceptionally well. And beautiful. I cried a lot. As I mentioned before, cinematography in this film is absolutely gorgeous and fantastic. Every frame looks like it's a painting. When every frame can look like that, it's just absolutely amazing to behold. It's a visual wonder, just like other films like this year, like Lighthouse and El Camino. This is another amazing cinematography work done. It's just fantastic, visually masterpiece for the eyes. It's beautiful. As a whole, Little Women is definitely one of the best films of the year. The cast is just absolutely fantastic. I love this family. I love seeing this story unfold. Greta Gerwig's writing and direction was just on point, pitch perfect. Very, 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 very minute flaws. If there were any flaws at all, they were very minute, but in the end, I didn't care if there were, because I just fell in love with this family and just everything that happens to them. You become a part of this family just by viewing this film. And that's, I feel like, what makes it such a timeless story is just how much you become attached to this family. And again, that's because of Greta Gerwig's writing and direction. She did an amazing job with this film. Little Women is definitely one of the best films of the year. Please go check it out. I'm going to give Little Women a 10 out of 10. Fantastic film. Absolutely loved it. Please go see it. You'll have a great time. I mean, you can even bring a family to see it. They might not enjoy it as much as you would, but, you'll cry at least. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I know you're definitely going to. Alright, so Little Women, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Make sure you write down in the comments what you thought of it, and make sure you like and subscribe so that way you can stay notified, and I will see you all next time.